Amen.
Kalama. TABISU President na Asaka ni former Abantu Nada Mahama. Chairman who na matreya umana tena na panduri Chamba na Suuk. Chamba Tamale Chamba Kombat Kombian Chamba Mahama Kombat ya kerja mana di mana or other protocols during observe. Muyampa ba tusile wan. Muyampa ba tusile wan. Simba na mware. I think una ba so bo parna a lenganti bo pia mware. Ni yema wondi suku masaka ya bo pia kwa obda. So that and kalenda na the Kampi na pia mware. Ko pia mware. Na kanenge kita betul-betul nak kantor pengamuan ya dan pengamuan throughout tahu pun siapa so dengan kulun pak mamu makat kulun ya lemah debat tu nanti mana muada wow ini pukma na itu ngat na ya kulun ma schools mokonen na ya Tamale tenna zaida bisu to mawa kama malute school ne tu bisu to wancha ne te president kanasko bisu National TABISU as secretary, Chamba patron. Still, yes, 2004, 2006. The TABISU Saka and the current DC Logona who are the president. So TABISU Toma 1. Saya ma TABISU itu tema di mana di dunia so yang asal begitu betul faham. I've been asked to speak on a topic: the role of Bimoba youth in promoting unity for development. The role of Bimoba youth in promoting unity for development. And this topic was given to me barely a week ago when the president came to approach me. And I accepted. And I said, they should give me a speech to come and they should write a speech for me to come and deliver. Because it's one of the things that when we're leaders, student leaders, we did. Some of the programs we organize, you have to really write a speech and give to the guests to come and deliver. But because of the time, I couldn't wait for them to give me a written speech. So I put something together to share with you, and I believe that it will help all of us understand what we are in to do. So I'll start with the fact that the Parliament is a deliberative arm of government which allows people to talk, debate on issues that pertains to their development and then come up with the best way out. It's also a representation of the people, which means that it's a voice of the people. And so for you to deliberately want to have a parliament, it means that first you are thinking about inclusiveness, you are thinking about participation, and you are thinking about carrying the people alongside so that they will understand and appreciate development. Now, the key words there are unity, and key words are unity and then development. Now, the question we asked, or I tried to ask, was what are the things that really rally people together? What are the things that rally people together? Number one, we try to define unity in this context, which means purpose. That means we are united on a purpose. Unity in this context also means diversity. Unity in diversity. It also means tolerance. Unity in this context also means empathy. It means acceptance. It means respect for one another. Promoting common interests. Recognition of the effort of others. And concern, general concern for the well-being and welfare for one another. That is what it means to be united. To be united in our context does not mean that we agree on the same issues, that we are pursuing the same vision, that we are united behind an agenda that is not for the common good, but that we are united on an agenda for the benefit of the entire society. That is the definition of unity in this context, as I want us to discuss it. Development, for me, also means the general improvement in the living conditions and standards of the generality of the people, our community, our cities, our nation, and the world at large. When we begin to experience improvements, in which areas? Improvement in our physical and social infrastructure, like the roads, the hospitals, schools, factories, communication facilities, sports facilities, community centers, funeral homes, counseling units, and training centers. These are physical development or infrastructure that we want to see, that we can point at and say this is development. We want to see that the hospitals are working. For example, in the more land, we should have a referral hospital where we can refer all kinds of sicknesses to without going far away, without having to come to Tamale. And if you see this, then we can say there is development. It also means improved service delivery and effective administration and public and private institutions. So we want to see that we are not just having the infrastructure, but we are also having service. If they say there's a hospital in Bindi, when you go there, you should be able to get service. If they say there's a school in Bunkuru, when you go there, you should get world-class teaching and training from that institution. It should not just be the infrastructure, but the service in all its forms should be improved and delivered to meet our needs. We're also talking about improved inter and intrapersonal relationships, where we are able to relate well across the different divide, across the clans, across the ethnic groups or sects, we are able to relate well. So when we see improvement in our relationship as a people, it means we are experiencing development. It means we are experiencing development. Number 4, when we also see improved efforts to protecting the rights and dignity of all persons, women, men, children, the physically challenged, the underprivileged, when we see that there is an improved effort towards their protection, towards taking care of them, then of course we can also say we are seeing signs of development. When we see improved cultural and traditional practices that enhance the well-being of the human person, when we see that our cultural practices is evolving, they say culture is dynamic. How responsive is our culture? How is it responding to the current developments and situations that confront our challenge, our lives, our youth? When we see improvements in these practices, then we can say that we are beginning to see development. Where the issue of early and forced marriage of female children are eliminated, when we see that there's no discrimination on the basis of gender, when we see that there's no discrimination against minority groups or the vulnerable, then of course we are seeing that our culture is responding positively to societal progress. Efficient and equitable allocation of resources. We want to also see that there is efficient and equitable allocation of resources, in private and in public. Resources that are available is efficient and equitably allocated to the benefit of the generality of our people. Want to see development, for me, also means transparent, efficient, and accountable leadership. So when I talk about leadership, I'm talking about both traditional and modern leadership. We want to see transparent and accountable leadership at all levels. At the traditional level and the modern political system should give us transparent leadership, accountable leadership. Then we can say that there is development. But let's look at us as a people. What are the common things that unite us or bring us together? One of the things that unite us mostly, according to what I've heard people say, that the Bimoba only come around when there is a funeral. So one of the things that unite us are funerals. Funerals unite us more than even marriage. Funerals unite us more than naming ceremonies. Amen? So these are the things that unite us: marriage, naming ceremonies, funerals, culture and tradition, religion and worship. Physical developments also bring us together as a people. If we are not seeing anything happen, how can we rally behind something? But if things are happening, it is an avenue for people to rally behind, and that brings us together. So we want to see a lot of activity, want to see a lot of development, building of roads, building of schools, building of hospitals, extension of electricity to every part of the Bimoba land, and all that. There are physical things that will bring us together, rally us together, and unify us. We want to see industrial infrastructure. We want to see skilled training centers. We want to see that we are establishing factories. We are asking entities or enterprises to be set up in the area that will generate economic opportunity for our people. And if these things are happening, it is an avenue for uniting or bringing us together. Governance and leadership must ensure that we rally the people around development. It must not be that we create the impression that we have solutions to all the problems, and that we alienate the people from the real issues, and that the people should just sit down, we are going to bring you that, we'll bring you that, bring you down, bring you down. And where is the place of communal labor? Where is the place of people's effort? Our leaders must be able to galvanize the people to know that they must be part of the development process. We cannot develop the place or the people if we alienate them and create the impression that we have a magic wand and that they should wait. We are going to bring all the development as soon as we get to Accra. Everything will come. That must not be the way to go. We must begin to let the people know that if they will get development, all of us have to put our shoulders to the wheel, and we have to rally and mobilize ourselves to take up the challenge of development. Now look at the things that trigger disunity, and we must be cautious that we don't fund those things or we don't encourage them at all if we really want to get unity for development. We must watch out for things that will bring about disunity. One of the things that brings about disunity is discrimination. When we discriminate people, because it's not coming from my area, it's not coming from my house, it's not bearing my grandfather's son a name, and that it's not coming from my ethnic background, and to be the reason for which one will be denied an opportunity. These practices are the basis or the reasons for which there could be disunity in a place, and so we should avoid it. Unfairness in resource allocation. For example, if you are in charge of resource allocation, you are making decisions to allocate resources, you must ensure that there is fairness in the way resources are allocated and ensured in terms of education, jobs, and all the opportunities of livelihoods. It must be fairly balanced, and everyone knows that it is fair. So even if I get today, I know that I fairly deserve it, and that is why I have it. If my community is connected to the national grid, then of course it means we deserve it. So there should be fairness in resource allocation. We should avoid the spreading of false information. We thrive so much as a society on allegations, without any basis, without any information, or without any effort to verify. As a youth, you should go beyond that. You should go beyond just hearing. Yeah. And when you are tracing it, you will never get to the end. And it is one of the serious challenges of the Bimoba area, or the Bimoba area, that we need to deal with. Don't take decisions based on bias or on assumptions. Make sure that you verify information before you try to even use it. Struggle for power and control over resources have been the reasons for which we talk about unity. And I think if you want to get power, if you want to be elected to lead, you must have clearly what you want to deliver and do. And if you are coming on purpose, you will not be what? You will not be worried. You will be focused on what you want to deliver. And so anyone that is putting himself for leadership position should be clear on the reasons or purpose for which you want to putting up yourself for leadership. And with that, you'll be focused and you can deliver on your mandate. Inadequate or lack of transparency in decision-making processes could be the reason for which we can talk about disunity. We should ensure that we create platforms like these that allows people to participate and to contribute to the development effort. Now, the role of the youth. Let me now deal with the role of the youth. What should the youth be doing? Number one, you must see yourself as a catalyst of development. And this should reflect in the way you act towards development, the ways and manner you act towards development interventions. If there is an initiative to do something, what is your response? What will be your role? What will you be doing? Will you be negative about it, or you'll be positive about it and you will support it with your positive energies? Number two, become the change agent at the micro level. The tendency is that anytime we talk about development, people want to look at the macro level. But I say that development is at the micro level. If we focus on the micro level, we'll be able to deal with the issues. But the tendency is to look at the macro level, which is sometimes far-reach. You don't have control over. You are talking about government policy. You don't even know how government policies are initiated. You don't have control over. But come to the micro level. Look at the issues. This is where the action is based. This is where the activity is. Whatever is reflecting at the macro level is as a result of the activities that take place at the micro. And this culminates to get us the results at the bigger platform. So I want to urge TABISU, the youth parliament that is about to be inaugurated, that your focus should be on micro level issues. Deal with that one, and when we get it right, it will naturally reflect at the macro level. Number 3, you must possess a personal vision. The youth, you must have your own vision. You must have a vision. If you are youth and you don't have your own vision, you will become destructive. You will become destructive of the whole agenda of development, because you will not see the need of the things, the policies, and the interventions that are being put in place because of lack of vision. So you must have your own personal vision and pursue it as a young person. Number 4, move from patronage to patriotism. You must not just patronize things or people. Because growing up, the tendency is that as a young person, you think that everything is affinity. Everything is because I'm a Bimoba man. Everything I'm deserved because I'm from the same family with him. So I deserve it. You must have a mentality of being patriotic. To be patriotic means you look beyond what? Your ethnic sentiments, you go beyond it, you go beyond considerations of just your household and look at the broader picture of development. So you must not patronize people. You must rather be patriotic, whatever you are doing. You must recognize and appreciate the roles being played by leaders currently, so that you can properly be mentored and be coached and bring out the best out of you. To be able to bring out the best of you, you must appreciate the effort of those who are ahead of us, those who are leading. You must appreciate their effort. You must be ready to be mentored so that they can hold your hand and teach you how to go about it. You must not be a youth who is all criticizing and doing nothing. You must be ready to respect or to honor those who are ahead of you, gone ahead of you, and that gives you an opportunity for proper mentorship. Be a genuine advocate of peace. You must be a genuine advocate of peace. Unity cannot be gotten without peace. And as a youth, you must genuinely advocate for peace. And I will quote a Bible verse in the Matthew chapter number 5, the verse 9 says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." So you must be a genuine maker of peace yourself. You must deliberately cultivate and nurture a culture of tolerance. We must promote the culture of tolerance. I think disunity and conflict arise because of lack of tolerance. We must, as a youth, cultivate and nurture the culture of tolerance. Leverage on diversity for development. We must appreciate the diverse roles, the diverse skills, and the giftings and the talents from the area. And based on that, we can experience total development. In conclusion, I see the MC standing. In conclusion, I want to say that the future, they say, belongs to the youth. However, I believe it is not just any future you want. If we say that future belongs to the youth, what is the kind of future that you want to see? I'm sure you don't want to see or have a future where economic and social opportunities, you want to see a future where economic and social opportunities abound for all of us. Then you can exploit it. You don't also want to see a future where you have to pay bribe before you are offered a job. You don't want to see a future where merit and hard work is not rewarded. You don't want to see a future where there will not be backlog, or a future where there is backlog of trained professionals like teachers, doctors, and nurses 3 years running without any opportunity. You want to see a future where when you are out of school, there is a job and that you can do something for yourself. Even if not a paid job, you can be self-employed, and those opportunities should be there for you. Again, permit me to also quote the Bible again in the book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. And God was telling us that you cannot mock God, but whatever a man sows, that will a man reap. So whatever we are harvesting now, or whatever we see now, is the result of what we have sown over the years. So you cannot have what you have not planted. Whatever you want to see, you start now and sow it. So whatever we will be reaping tomorrow will be what we have sown today. I want to urge you that you, as the youth, you are the light, and that you should sow good seed, so that tomorrow we can be proud of you and we will harvest what you are planting today. God bless the people of Moiko. God bless TABISU and its leadership. God bless our homeland, Ghana.